pounds strongest swimmer in the world, Rhianon Lovelace. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, on today's episode, for those that missed social media this week, I actually hit a really big milestone of a 5 times bodyweight deadlift off 3-inch blocks. We hit 300 kilos at just over 58 kilos of body weight. So this video is effectively going to go through all my warm-up lifts and the big 3 itself. We are going to break down kind of what we look for when we are warming up for a big equipped pull. We're also going to pick it apart, what went well, what didn't go well, the things we've learned and the things we're going to change moving forward. But before we get into the videos, I think the first thing that we kind of need to point out is that the physical things that happen with these kind of weights are a little bit unknown. What I mean by that is the pressure that my body feels. You know, lifting the weights that the top end heavyweight girls can lift while being less than 60 kilos means that pound per square inch force on my body is a bit daft. It's unresearched. You know, we are outside the realms of medical research here. We are effectively the guinea pig. But we'll get into the videos. I will stop talking about what could go wrong with the deadlift and we'll start looking at what went right. Hope you enjoy the video. Any comments, leave in the comment section. Thanks for watching. So, first off with the 170 kilos, this was my third warm-up set. Fourth warm-up set we hit 60, 100, 140 into 170. So what I am looking for in my raw warm-ups before we put a suit on, it's slightly different from what I would look for if I was going to max out raw. For me personally, the upper back needs to be spot on, like absolutely spot on. The lats, the scapulas, they really need to be doing their job. We also need very sharp quads. You need to be able to catch the whip perfectly timed. A mistimed whip, as you'll see later on, causes a lot of issues. So we're looking for a good, tight, clean pull from the word go, which this was. I was very happy with this pull. On to the 210. So this is the first one in a suit. Technically, this was a bit of a car crash. As I just mentioned, timing the whip perfectly, this did not. I mistimed the whip, obviously with it being relatively light. The whip happened very fast and I've got to be on point, and I just wasn't quite as on point. So although it moved very well, it could have moved a little bit better. That we did improve for in the 240, but overall happy with that. On to the 240 pull. So this is actually bigger jumps than I've been making recently. My top sets have been, you know, sort of around the 600 pound mark. So I've been making sort of 20-25 kilo jumps. I made 30 kilo jumps this week, straight 10%. 240 I was actually very happy with. The whip was much better timed. The hip position was spot on. The speed off the blocks was lovely. The lockout was lovely. This and the 270 were probably the best lifts of warm-up. I was really happy with these. I think we knew at this point that we were going to see something big today. On to the 270, so this is just pounds under 600 pounds. Overall, I think this was the lift I was the happiest with. Not only was it technically pretty spot on, we timed the whip great, the hip position was great, the follow through was brilliant, the pull through around the knee was absolutely spot on. That was typically a weak spot for me, so we've been working really hard at that. And just generally this overall deadlift I was very happy with, and obviously with it just being 2 kilos under my record to move at this speed, definitely the most proud of this lift from the whole day. On to the big 3. Now I have no issue at all saying that this weight is intimidating. It's very scary. It's a good nearly 30 kilos over my world record. So when I experience a little self-doubt or a little fear, I get aggressive to get rid of that. The issue with aggression is it can make you do silly things. It can make you panic and do things you wouldn't necessarily do. So there's lots of people picking up on the lockout, but what a lot of people are not picking up on is the issue that was caused long before I even took the weight. That wasn't caused at lockout. One of the biggest things I did wrong was that my stance was too wide. When I go too wide, I just didn't take the time to bring them in. I think I was in a rush to get the lift over with, and it actually hinders how much my glutes can pull through. The next big mistake I made was that my grip was too wide. Partly panic, partly because I'm training on a different bar. My fault entirely. I didn't realise that the knurling measurement was different. So when I put my hands in the same place, they weren't. So just like a snatch grip deadlift, it puts your upper back under more strain. I pulled with a wider grip than is efficient. So it led to pretty much my upper back collapsing. Not a lot, but too much from the word go. It made the position more vulnerable than it should have been. This then went on to affect the efficiency of the hitch. You know, I can usually hitch a little bit more efficient than that. And it also led to the lockout position at the end not being what it should have been. But again, we have learned so much from this pull. I am much more confident with 300 kilos. So overall, I'm really, really happy with it. So there we have it, the story of what happened with my deadlift this week. Personally, obviously I would be completely lying to say that I'm not a little bit... Of course, I actually thought, so under that much pressure, I actually thought the deadlift was locked out, and it was only the moment I put it down, when I noticed that my partner Luke Davis wasn't static, that I realised something had gone wrong. I'd done something wrong. He was concerned. He knew from the word go that I had done something wrong. So he was concerned that I was hurt, or that I was injured, or that I was in any sort of pain. But yeah, pretty much straight away, I was like, that wasn't locked out properly, was it? He was like, I don't think so. So yeah, obviously we're, you know, mildly gutted, I'd say. But we've come away from it knowing so much more about how these kind of weights feel. You know, it's the first time that I've taken 300 kilos from anywhere near the floor. So we've got a lot more information about how my body deals with it, how my body recovers from it. I did actually try and train the day after. Well, sorry, I went to the gym the day after, quickly realised that there wasn't going to be anything of worth doing today, went home and ate more food. Came back the next day, 48 hours later, I managed to get some really good lifts out. I actually hit a log double PB. So within 48 hours, you know, my body had recovered enough to be back hitting PBs, be back hitting the strongest it's ever done. That in itself, I'm incredibly happy with. Just the overall kind of, we know how we're going to change this going forward. Weakness wise, I definitely want more speed off the floor. We definitely need to keep working that. My positioning, we are going to focus on getting a little bit stronger. I do think that a lot of it came from the slightly too wide grip, but I just want to double down on that and make sure that that's absolutely as solid as it could be. We are not sure at this point what I'm going to do from the floor this year. Obviously, we've just had the huge world's weights announced, so obviously the competition titles are my focus, but we will keep chipping away to a 300 kilo floor pull. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a phenomenal week. I hope you guys have learnt as much as I have about the deadlift this week. It's been a really, really great week overall. The support has been phenomenal, and I can't wait to get it from the ground. So, any questions, you can drop them in the comment section, or you can contact me at chaosstrength@gmail.com, or you can hit us up through our website, www.chaosstrength.co.uk. All of our merch is on there. Again, thank you guys for all the support. It's been amazing. I am only 24. It is just the beginning. Thanks again.
Your ads infected my ears.